In the heart of the remote Appalachian Mountains lies the forgotten village of Blackwood. Once a thriving mining town, it was abandoned almost a century ago after a series of mysterious deaths and disappearances. Whispers among the local townsfolk spoke of dark rituals and sinister forces that cursed the village, but none dared to investigate the truth behind the legends. In the summer of 1972, a young paranormal investigator named Ethan Westwood decided to uncover the secrets of Blackwood. Ethan was driven by a desire to debunk supernatural myths, but deep down, he hoped to find evidence of the paranormal. Armed with his camera, tape recorder, and a journal, he set off for Blackwood, ignoring the warnings from the locals. Upon arriving, Ethan was struck by the eerie silence that enveloped the village. The buildings were decayed and overgrown with vegetation, and the only sounds were the rustling of leaves and the distant calls of crows. As night fell, he set up camp in the old church, which was said to be the epicenter of the village's dark history. The church was a towering structure with Gothic architecture, its stained glass windows shattered, and its doors hanging off their hinges. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of mold and decay. As Ethan explored the interior, he stumbled upon an old, tattered book hidden beneath the altar. The book was bound in human skin and filled with cryptic symbols and disturbing illustrations. Intrigued, Ethan began to read the book, unaware of the dark forces he was about to unleash. The text detailed the practices of a secret cult that worshipped Satan and performed horrific rituals in exchange for power and immortality. The cult's leader, a man known only as the Forsaken, was said to have made a pact with the devil himself. As Ethan continued reading, he heard faint whispers echoing through the church. Initially he dismissed them as the wind, but the whispers grew louder and more insistent. Suddenly the temperature dropped, and the candle he had lit flickered and died. The whispers turned into chilling chants, and Ethan realized he was not alone. A shadowy figure emerged from the darkness, its eyes glowing with malevolent intent. It was the Forsaken, his body twisted and decayed from centuries of dark magic. Ethan tried to run, but his legs felt like lead. The Forsaken approached, chanting in a language that sent shivers down Ethan's spine. In a desperate attempt to escape, Ethan grabbed the book and hurled it at the Forsaken. The book burst into flames upon contact, and the creature let out an unearthly scream. The walls of the church began to shake, and the ground beneath Ethan's feet cracked open, revealing a fiery abyss. As the flames consumed the Forsaken, Ethan felt a force pulling him towards the abyss. He clung to the edge of the altar, but his grip was slipping. Just as he was about to be dragged into the inferno, the ground sealed itself, and the church fell silent once more. Ethan fled Blackwood that night, never to return. He tried to tell his story, but no one believed him. The book had vanished, and there was no evidence to support his claims. He spent the rest of his life haunted by the memories of that night, convinced that the Forsaken was still out there, waiting for another unwitting soul to release him from his infernal prison.